Hello, welcome back to the Steam Next Fest. Today, I've asked my wife to help me check out a game that is outside of my wheelhouse. I was just scrolling through some stuff, and this one popped up as a suggested play. And I was like, you know what? I should get outside my wheelhouse and try something I normally don't. Why not? That's what demos are for, right? To kind of like get outside of your comfort zone. And this one definitely qualifies as that. I told my wife about it, and she wanted to jump in here with me. Even Steam is warning me. Is this game relevant to you? This game doesn't look like other things you've played in the past. As such, we don't have information on whether you might be interested in it or not. And then it gives me this recommendation warning of, hey, you found something that doesn't look like other things you've used. Steam will learn about your preferences of games you play, movies you watch, and software use on Steam. We will use this activity to tailor your recommendations. If you like this item and go on to purchase and play it, we will take that in. Like, I don't know if I'm being threatened.
I think so. I think they're warning you that the algorithm is concerned. So
Okay, yeah. So that's always a good sign. But anyway, so we have here is Chrysanthemum on the way to sweet dreams, and a high school senior with superpowers longs to confess her feelings for her chemistry teacher. I mean, we've all been there. But the island's mysterious anomalies turn her world upside down. A non-linear Otome visual novel filled with sinister mysteries and complicated choices. My understanding is you were familiar with what Otome means.
yeah, it's basically a Japanese tradition of visual novel style that obviously has very lovely art, as you can see here, very manga inspired. Um, I think in the West we have a lot of visual novels too that draw off of that, but don't quite achieve necessarily the same level of complexity that you might find in Japanese otome. I've only played a few myself.
Okay.
I have written visual novels for Western companies,
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
um, but yeah, I don't have a whole lot of experience with ones that are actually from Japan, but I am at least somewhat familiar.
All right. I am kind of memeing you. I do know that you've written visual novels, and I do know that you're a professional author. That's kind of what I came in here for. But the fact that you have used the correct pronunciation of otome and said and used the phrase "here in the West."
I'm sorry.
No, no,
Yes,
no, no, no,
I'm
no,
the
no.
weeb
Don't
in the
apologize.
house.
You are exactly the subject matter expert that is going to do this justice, and that's exactly why I wanted to bring you in here. So I like to start off again. We kind of read the description. This is my back of the box moment, right? Like if I'm seeing myself as a '90s guy going or '80s guy going into Babbage's,
Hmm.
and I'm grabbing this off the shelf and I turn it around and flip it. This is the promise that the game, right? This is what the
Yes.
developers are promising me.
And oh, I do know that one that you will be familiar with, the title at least, is Tokidaki Memorial High School. And that is kind
Oh
of the
yeah,
progenitor of this whole genre. So
that's the progenitor of this entire genre.
I
Okay,
believe so. I
okay,
don't quote
yeah.
me on that. I didn't check the wiki first,
I
but
am
yes.
familiar with that, and I may have watched an 8 hour multiple, however many hour multiple saber from Tim, going over that. But yeah, cool, cool, okay. So what's going on with this game? So here are the pillars, I guess, right? Or we'll get into this. So we have solve the island's dark secrets. You'll find yourself at the secluded school on Libertas Island, a place built exclusively for anomalies, humans with extraordinary abilities. That sounds like a concentration camp or Professor Xavier's School for the Gifted. I don't know which yet, but the fact that it's been built exclusively. Who? I guess it depends on who built it.
Well, I think yeah, it'll be really fascinating to kind of see the world building, and maybe they'll hint at that a little bit. And I know you and I played a game once called what is it? How to Full Color for Boyfriend?
Out of a boyfriend.
How to Full Boyfriend. Yes, that's the one. That
Yes.
kind of is an homage slash parody, I think, of this genre.
Okay.
But yeah, that
I
had
thought it was
some
super
really
serious, but yeah.
interesting way that it revealed its slightly darker world building than you might have expected.
All
So
right.
maybe that's what's going on here. I don't know.
This is definitely on the more dystopian side of things. Beside the school lies a research center where scientists study the students' mysterious powers. Both the school and the center remain hidden from the outside world, ensuring
Hmm.
dangerous anomalies don't bring harm to anyone.
Yeah,
This is not a voluntary school.
this is sounding a lot more like a government mandated
Yet the
isolation.
yet the island itself, with its curses, plague-ridden lands,
Curses.
and secretive cult, harbors even greater dangers.
Okay, so there is a lot going on here. Okay.
Okay,
Well, this
we're
is
gonna I'm gonna
exciting.
cover. We'll learn about the island and cover its complicated history. There's like these are multiple plots in one. So there are many. They were the Dark Secrets plural was not accidental. So we got our characters. They're telling us about. I'm not reading them intentionally because I want to skip over them. I want to learn about them in the game.
Right.
Um, and that's it. The visual novel features, I guess, 6 in-game days. The demo version is the first day that will introduce all romanceable characters.
Always good.
Starting from the second day, you have the chance to pursue a route with one of the male leads.
Oh.
All right. Well, already.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because I was noticing that there were female characters showing up there as well. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe the females are on day 3 that you can start.
Maybe
with
so.
them, but I don't know. But they might be friends / competitors.
Hmm.
I don't really understand. Each day offers an opportunity to pursue a character's route. Be careful with your choices. The affection system does not guarantee success. We're going to provide a guide for those who just want to reach their preferred endings. We're going to provide a guide for those who just want to. Okay, well, does that mean in the demo, or does that mean
presumably in the full game? But that's also kind of odd. That
it's weird that there would be a guide.
Yeah,
to doing those kind of things.
I don't know if that's common or not. I have not seen that before though.
No, okay. So we kind of got a feel for what the game's going to be. I'm already intrigued. So we will go ahead and switch over to the game window here. Let me switch this over to this, and it should be. I'm gonna know. I believe it said a controller would work with this, so I think that was on the Steam page that there was controller. Was it? Maybe not.
I don't see.
No, okay, then I guess not. So we'll figure it out. So let's go ahead and switch over to the game. So the first thing I notice is that does not look like English to me.
Okay, well this could explain why it's only male lead. It's also interesting. Yes, that it says go ahead and use your preferred hit any key. Hit any key.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm so glad you read and speak Russian because I don't know what's going on.
Is this what it defaulted to?
I started the game and went back to the other screen so we can look at the Steam Stores page. So when I pull this up, this is what it defaulted.
This is what it defaulted. Okay, interesting. Well, let's try Nastroiki over here, which is settings.
Thank you for pointing at the Nastroiki because I have no idea what.
Sorry, that's right.
Settings.
Okay.
Okay. Is there English in here? Otherwise, this is.
Yes, there it is at the bottom.
Oh, English, the one that said English. Okay, thank you. That was
okay.
I'm going to turn that.
So that should help.
Is that okay for you still?
Yes.
Okay, read only. Full screen's fine. Text speed. Yeah, this is all fine. Ambiance. Give me that ambiance. Sure. Okay. And maybe this is just click. I don't need a mouse or anything. Okay. Extra. I'm not hitting that button. I want to hit that button, but I'm not hitting that button right now. Fig. Let's go to.
That's where we just were.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. That's settings. That's an interesting way to put that. All right. Begin story.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit no. An elusive yet so captivating fragrance of chrysanthemums fascinated me. I wanted to bury my face into the petals to better feel the herbal, slightly bitter aroma. Inhale. As if all your worries vanish into it. You forget about who you are, leaving all your troubles and sorrows behind. I wish I could stay in this enchanting world forever. But time is relentless, just as relentless and as merciless as life itself. This is Russian.
This is Russian.
This is very Russian.
Yeah.
Gee, okay. Sorry, I was lost in thought. It's okay. Zoya was looking curiously at the bouquet of chrysanthemums, which I was holding in my hands. So that is Zoya?
I believe so, with the lavender hair.
What a scent. How about the bouquet? Zoya hesitated a bit before tucking a strand of her hair behind her ear and carefully leaning in towards the flowers. In a flash, a smile spread across her lips. Yeah, nice one.
Okay.
I'm not a voice actor. Not too intense. It's quite pleasant. That's a weird. It's settled then. I'll get the chrysanthemums. Thanks for not running away. What? Sorry? Zoya giggled. Not at all. Nervous for her life and safety. How could I leave you? You would have stayed here forever. That's for sure.
Okay. That is definitely.
I'm not moving the screen, by the way.
Okay.
How long have we been at the florist? For about an hour, right? During that time, we wandered through the shelves lined with roses and peonies, looked at daisies and orchids. We stood next to the beautiful cacti with blue and purple spines. We went back and forth between the bouquets of asters, cornflowers, sunflowers, and chamomiles. And I didn't like any. Oh, that's weird.
Seems a bit
It seems oddly
extreme.
specific that you would know what all these flowers are and hate them.
Yes. I know everything about flowers, and I really don't like
I know I
them.
don't like them, but yet I'm going to be coming here and be transfixed for apparently over
An
an
hour?
more. And then, as if by magic, there they were, chrysanthemums of every kind, big and small, red and white and yellow, filling the whole corner. How didn't we notice them sooner in such a shiny shop? Do you mean the royal we? Who's we?
Yeah.
It's only thanks to Zoya. I would have just simply passed them by. Thoughtfully turned the bouquet over my hands, the snow-white petals whirling around like dancing ballerinas. What color do you think Sensei would like? Jeez.
Oh boy.
I have no idea. Me either.
I don't know who your sensei is. I
Zoya-
couldn't tell you.
Zoya glanced back over the shelves. She always pretended to be deep in thought whenever she wanted to avoid talking or was too unsure to speak up. She always. So do you know Zoya's always like this?
We have a
Weird friendness?
relationship with Zoya already, apparently.
Apparently, I don't know. If this didn't involve Sensei, I wouldn't have been so indecisive, really. But when you're going to give a special bouquet to a special man on an ordinary day, everything changes. You can't think straight. Your thoughts cloud your mind, leaving behind a thick mental fog. Girl, that's just the tism. That's just ADHD.
I do know this feeling.
Yeah. Zoya wasn't feeling well today either. Oh, okay. So I can.
Oh, what
okay,
happens
can I
if you click on
feeling
that?
Well? I'm clicking on feeling well.
Oh.
Lately, Zoya's been suffering from nightmares. She doesn't remember the exact events of them, but she knows that these dreams remind her of her past. She hasn't even discussed it with G.
I like this note system. This is really, really helpful.
This is cool. This begs the question.
Why are we just now getting, how are we only getting this information through this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who's providing it? And so if we're not playing as G, this implies that we know we have knowledge that the protagonist does not have.
Yes.
So
Yes, that is really curious.
Why?
Okay. What does the first note on Zoya say? Because
G's the best of
okay.
an only friend.
An only friend.
She
Okay.
transferred schools halfway through last year. She's into quilling. I don't know what that is. Is that quilting?
I think that might be like when you like wrap colored paper to make designs.
That's not origami.
But it may also actually supposed to be quilting.
And as a member of the sewing club, she has an enchanting voice. I'm doing the voice work, so apparently she doesn't have an enchanting voice, to be sure. She's improving her English so she can get into a prestigious university to study design. Ability.
Whoa.
Copying others'
Whoa.
voices.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What?
Are these the anomalies?
I don't know. Like, and how enchanting is your voice? Is that...
Yeah. Is that part of the enchant? I don't know.
I don't know. That's weird. Again, I don't know who we are, how we've come by this information. There's a gallery, too. I guess these are, like, unlocks? that you get?
Yeah, probably going to be like the very fancy key art that you get.
Okay. Well, that's disturbing that we have this information. Zoe wasn't feeling well today. She had faint circles in her eyes and a nervous smile and was constantly fiddling with the sleeve of her dress. I should not have listened to her and let her tag along with me. I thought she worked here. I got the impression she was...
I thought she was the florist.
I thought she was the florist. I need to let Zoe get some sleep. I could sit next to her until she sleeps, so that the nightmares she's been having lately won't bother her anymore.
Okay, well now we have the information about the nightmares.
Okay, yeah, but we didn't before. Oh well, it is what it is. Not my nightmares. That means I should hurry up and finish with the flowers. That's all I can do right now. Alright? Yeah. Look, tell me this doesn't...
I really thought that was
she,
the florist.
She looks like... I'll go ask the florist. You look like the florist already. So yeah, I'm coming with you. I'm practically a florist myself. There's a fierce, unwavering loyalty in her eyes, like a knight protecting her king with all she had. Well, I am her only friend after all. But Zoya is my only friend too. Sometimes I also just want to be next to her and not let her go anywhere.
And we're not getting her as one of the love options, correct?
Apparently not.
Okay.
Who knows what dangers are out there? Well, I mean, the scientists that run this facility probably do know what.
Yeah.
Who's running this florist on this island? Okay, whatever.
There's a whole town, I guess.
I don't know. I tried to make other friends at school, but Zoya was the only one who truly became a friend. I guess because both of us transferred school halfway through last year, and everyone else in class had already split up into groups. Oh well, one loyal friend is better than a bunch of acquaintances who won't even let copy their homework. Girl, one loyal friend is better than a bunch of acquaintances. Okay, let's go. The florist was at a checkout speed on her phone. Surprisingly, I couldn't understand a word. It was as if the florist's booming and stern voice was being absorbed by a vacuum.
Hmm.
All I could hear was sharp hissing sounds.
Is this going to be an anomaly?
It seems she's speaking in her native language.
I'm sorry, what?
Parcel tongue.
What?
She's a lizard witch. I wonder if she's an islander or just calling her relatives at home. With her tan skin and dark hair braided in the style of the locals, it's not so easy to tell. I looked over at Zoya. Well, we can't see this woman, so I don't know. She kept glancing at the wall clock, then, as if she'd felt my eyes on her, she turned and tapped her wrist with her index finger. Well, the school bell won't wait for us. I'll have to interrupt her. We came closer. She was clearly anxious. So much so she didn't even notice us. She kept going on and on to the phone, suddenly squeezing it so tightly, it seemed as though she might crush it. Zoya gave me a nudge, and I instinctively put the bouquet on the table. Forced expression cleared, the woman fired off a couple more sharp remarks, hung up, and hastily smiled. How may I help you? Her face relaxed, and it was as if she turned back the clock by a decade. I cleared my throat, my heart was racing, as if I was getting ready for a long run. Sorry to bother you, lady who's clearly not a snake witch. I wanted to ask, could you please tell me which chrysanthemums are better to gift? The woman glanced at the white chrysanthemums on the table. Oh no, what if I distracted her from a quick conversation? Why did I bring the bouquet to the cashier if I'm not sure about the color? What if you're not allowed to touch things that you're not going to buy? My hands were sweating. I quietly wiped them on my skirt. As I was about to apologize for taking the bouquet, the woman broke into a smile again. It's not often that people pick chrysanthemums as a present. Her eyes gleamed with a genuine curiosity. What were they buying them for, then? Dodge the bullet! No, you didn't.
No?
Why is that? Loris let her hand glide gently across the flowers. The petals seemed to cling to her fingers like they didn't want to let go. There's a lot of symbolism in this flower. Some of it quite conflicting. Right, hidden meanings. How could I forget about them? How much do you know about flowers?
She knows all the names.
She knows all the names, but she knows she doesn't like them. Could you tell us about them? Holding my breath, I stared intently at the woman. I don't know how much she loved her job, but judging by her charming voice, she could definitely have a passion for storytelling. Do you really want to know? I'm sorry. I nodded enthusiastically. The florist smiled dreamily. All right, I'll tell you about the most famous ones. In some countries, chrysanthemums are a symbol of sorrow. People lay them on graves. In others, they symbolize friendship and strong bonds. And in Japan, chrysanthemums became a symbol of wealth, purity, and nobility. My favorite legend is the one about an evil dragon who wanted to steal the sun, but when he was carrying it, he burnt his paws. Enraged, the dragon began to tear the sun to pieces. The sections of it which fell to earth became white chrysanthemums. That's why people give them when they want to sincerely and honestly show their feelings. Because
I'm not sure I find the connection
I
there,
don't know
but
that I understand the symbolism. Suddenly, the woman snapped out of it as if remembering what she was doing. I quickly followed suit. Everything felt alive again. The smell of the flowers filled the air, and everything shone brightly. Sorry, I got carried away. The color and quantity depend on the occasion. Why do you want to purchase the bouquet? That's an interesting. I guess it's a fair point if she's asking her opinion in the first place.
yeah, and I think sometimes when it comes to flowers, numbers, like whether it's even or odd, I think can be some sort of symbol as well.
What?
In some cultures, I can't remember the specifics. But yeah, sometimes like you want to, maybe it's in Russian that you only want to give even numbers for the dead. I can't remember. So please don't quote me on any of this. I should have researched it.
Okay, well, luckily I'm not recording you, so I don't quote you on any of this. I smiled and confidently pulled a bunch of chrysanthemums toward me. The there you go, 7 bright buds, like solar sparks that had fallen to earth, swung mesmerizingly. It was fate that brought me to them. Thank you, but I've already made up my mind. Okay. Chrysanthemum, on the way to sweet dreams. It's interesting, we didn't even get a look at what the lady looked like.
Although they noted that she looked like the local, so...
She was tan and whatever, and she looked like a local, yeah, but I don't know what that entails. When I left the shop, I'm certainly not the cultist. I think we can all say that, definitely not the cultist. Mm-mm. When I left the shop, it felt like a whole another world. The scents of flowers and lacquered wood disappeared, the warmth vanished, making way for a cool breeze. There was not a soul in sight except for a single car which passed by. The bakery's sign swayed in the wind. When I came here last year, I thought the town was abandoned. There are only scientists, military personnel, and doctors live here.
Are we playing Escape from Tarkov, the visual novel? Is that what's happening here?
Yes! Yes. This is we're gonna have to raid labs.
Okay.
And see what's going on with Terror Group.
All right.
Behind all this.
I feel like I finally understand.
Maybe this is the prequel.
Could be.
Could be. Yes, they have cultists.
They do.
You know what? Scientists, military personnel, and doctors live here. Or is this the only kind of story that Russians can tell? That is scientists, military personnel, and doctors.
And we were sent here as prisoners.
As prisoners, yeah. But no, if you look closely, you'll see a group of kids with school bags, people laying out baked rolls or fruit they've collected. And Zoya, who was looking at me with great concern. Whoa, it's freezing today. Maybe we should stop by the dorms so you can change. Let's not waste any time. They said it'll get better by lunchtime. I'll warm up while walking away. Remember the German phrase I said, there's no bad weather, only bad clothing?
Yes.
Aren't you cold? Zoya shook her head. You could still see the worry in her eyes. I glimpsed at her hands, which she desperately tried to hide. Her unusually pale fingers were bright red, as if she'd just dipped them in a pot of boiling water. She is freezing herself as she worries about others. How can that be? I wanted to go to Zoya, take her hands and warm them up right away. No way. I still remember her reaction when I tried to hug her once. Okay? I was so happy after passing my exam, so I rushed to hug her. Zoya looked at me with such a frightened look, as if something horrible had happened. Since then, no matter how much I wanted to touch her, I had to hold myself back.
Now, we saw Zoya's ability with something about voices, right?
Yeah, she can mimic voices.
Okay,
yeah.
but
it didn't say anything about touching.
I thought, yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
So I just sighed heavily and checked if the chrysanthemums were wrapped securely. All good. At least they were safe and sound. So, off to school? Wait!
What?
I don't know, the music cut out or something. Huh? Was my reaction. Zoya's face suddenly changed. She bit her lip and looked at me even more anxiously. Even the circles under her eyes started to look darker.
I don't see any circles under her eyes, sorry.
I don't either. That would have been a nice touch, right?
Yeah.
So if there's going to be circles under her eyes, like demonstrate that with your artwork and then also maybe have them darker in that frame.
Mm-hmm.
My heart sank. Could it really be that the nightmares were just the tip of the iceberg? What happened? Zoya looked away, her hands gripping her skirt. Sorry for not telling you earlier.
Oh no.
This is never good.
Oh no.
My Noble, my brother's coming today. Well, let's find out about Noble.
I guess so.
Zoya's cheerful and hyperactive twin brother. He loves to try out new things, go on adventures, and drag others along. He loves swimming and is fascinated by the concept of death.
This game is so Russian. Oh my god. Okay.
He loves swimming and is fascinated by the concept of death.
My two favorite things.
That is all. Those are both in a single sentence. He wants to explore every corner of the island. He's especially drawn to abandoned temples.
Especially if you can swim to them.
Yeah. So I'm guessing Noble. This is intentionally why I didn't look at the character roster earlier. I wanted to go in cold.
He's got to be one of the love interests then.
He's got to be, right? It's got what's your best friend's brother,
Her twin brother.
her twin
And
brother.
they're not letting us romance the best friend, who we obviously have some sort of close connection with.
Right,
but-
right. And and why are you telling me all this
Yeah.
other stuff too? But like, okay, as long as this guy didn't ask me to go swimming, I think we're good.
I would not go swimming
So
with
do not go swimming with Noble.
It is death fascination.
It's just fascination. I don't even know if I want to. Abandoned temples might not even be my jam. honestly. It was that a heavy burden was lifted from my shoulders. So that's why she's anxious. That's why she keeps glancing at the clock, even though, unlike me, she was never in a hurry for classes. I wonder if her nightmares have anything to do with her brother's arrival. Did something happen between them in the past? Did he try to drown her? Or is it just me making stuff up because Zoya had news, or because Zoya's news had caught me off guard? And now she was looking at me with a guilty look, as though she was waiting to confess something. She looked so cute and innocent. I couldn't help but laugh. I love when anxiety cripples my friends. So adorable when they're just a ball of nerves and look like they want to vomit.
Wow.
That's so cool. What time? Do you need any help? You're not angry that I didn't tell you? Why would anybody be angry? It did sting a bit, but not because Zoya hadn't told me earlier. I'm used to people not trusting me with their secrets.
What?
Why is this a secret?
What's your secret? What's
Also-
your ability, G?
Alright.
Because we don't know that yet.
Also, can we talk about the fact that the brother is visiting?
Mm.
Which means ostensibly he does not live on the island.
I was
So
just
is he
thinking
getting a
that.
visitor's pass to Anomaly Prison?
Mm-hmm. Is he also an anomaly or?
Right? Is he
Empowered
visiting or is he being
individual.
transferred?
That's a really good question.
What happened to his swim coach? Besides, I didn't tell Zoya much about myself either. What upset me more was that due to the small misunderstanding, I could miss such an important event in my friend's life. But it's great Zoya decided to share the news with me after all. Buy me a chocolate and we're even,
Wow.
okay?
Extortion.
We smiled at each other. She thought, you little bitch. So, I guess I'll have to buy 2 or maybe even 3 chocolates. We've got to go and pick him up now. The smile faded from my face. I took time to process what she said and smile reassuringly. Again, making Zoya sad. Sorry, I'll go by myself. It's just that we never go out of town. So I'm sorry. It's all right. Are we allowed out of town?
I don't
I
know.
was lying this time. To welcome a newcomer to the island, you needed to get to the pier by bus and then come back the same way. We might make it back in time for school, but I won't be able to give him the flowers.
Oh no, now we have the drama source. Okay.
I didn't tell Zoya I wanted to give the flowers to Sensei before the lessons. If I did, she would have never admitted that she needed help. Now I had a tough choice to make. My heart ached. When Zoya had a temperature, she never asked me for help, even when she had to rewrite her whole notebook. After it fell in a puddle, she still didn't ask. After all, her life motto is, I can handle everything on my own.
That's a really healthy life motto to have.
Yeah, but okay, if that's her motto, then she should have no problem going and getting her
Yeah,
flowers.
exactly.
That's her motto. Not just like, oh, she's an independent person.
Right.
Strong, independent woman. That's her motto.
Yeah.
Then what's the stress? But
Her
now
motto
Zoya
is to-
asked for help. She didn't ask for help. There was no asking, would you go?
It's implied.
She said, we have to go get him. And she told you were informed. You weren't asked.
Mm-mm.
Besides, it would be our first time leaving the research town.
So they've
They-
never left. Okay.
You need to find the bus stop, catch the right bus, not get lost. How could I send her along?
Well, having
Her-
navigated Russian bus systems, I don't blame her for wanting somebody to go with her.
I got you. But it just seems odd that, like, if there was this much planning involved, like, I don't know the rules of the island. Are they allowed to just leave the research?
Yeah,
team?
that's-
And it seems like if they've never left before and she's needed to go get her brother, like, why wasn't there any kind of like forethought or planning? If she wants to handle anything, for a lady who wants to handle everything on her own, she seems woefully unprepared.
Very true.
How can I send her alone? Why does Zoe even have to pick up her brother up? Everyone coming to Anomaly Island is accompanied. Okay.
Okay. So this maybe
You-
will answer your question.
Humans who possess extraordinary abilities first triggered by a huge emotional outburst.
Oh, great.
Oh, wonderful. Frequent use of abilities can cause side effects and even drive anomalies mad.
Oh.
Sometimes their powers can simply disappear. There are no clear theories yet as to why it happens, but it probably has to do with the menstrual cycle. Like This obviously has some, this is like, I've not met a male anomaly yet.
Yeah.
So are we just making some weird assumptions about women? Like, what's going on?
I don't know.
Frequent a huge emotional outburst and drives them mad, and it disappears. Like, I don't know what are you trying to tell me, Gabe?
I don't know, but I just know that my life motto is to try to do everything by myself and just bottle it all down for as long as possible.
That's it. What I find it helps. You just get a little internal emotional trash compactor and just shove it way down there.
Right, and then you have an anomaly outburst.
Yep. That's healthy. Yeah, right. Especially in a world where emotional outbursts trigger powers that could get you sent to a
the anomaly prison.
Right. You get sent to a concentration camp. Really healthy to bottle things up. And let it go down. Stop, of course. Wait, isn't a guide supposed to meet Noble?
A designated person.
All newcomers and brings them into the town. There is no permanent guide. That seems weird. They are chosen from any of the teachers or senior assistants who have free time. That again seems weird. In a rare case, a close relative or a friend of the newcomer may take them on the role of a guide. So they're chaperoned, but there's no assigned chaperone, and there's no military presence. Apparently, that seems
this
odd.
seems very inconsistent.
They've gone all the way to tell us it's a military research station essentially.
Yes.
So just having a friend or relative. What is it? Does that mean everybody is a military research person that's here that's not immediate family? I don't understand.
I would guess so, but
Isn't that supposed to read to Noble? Zoya just sighed softly. I knew you would ask. He is, but Noble arranged for me to pick him up. Wow, he's so brave and full of himself. He managed to break the status quo. There were no ways out, so I shut up. Zoya, on the contrary, spoke out confidently. We can leave the bouquet at the library. There are lots of other plants there, so no one will notice it.
What?
You could take it to school you could take it after school and give it to Sensei. It looks like she thinks I'm only worried about where to put the chrysanthemums. She is so kind. No? So sure, I'll always help her and never betray her.
Whoa! No one was asking about betrayal.
No one brought up betrayal. No one.
You brought up betrayal.
No one brought it. No one even mentioned betrayal. Okay, that's certainly not going to come into play. But you don't really need to come with me. I won't get mad. I can handle it all myself. If I get lost, I'll call you. Cool.
Great.
You're so sneaky. You know that?
Whoa.
This time her smile had a sly, fox-like edge to it. Me? Sneaky? Not one bit. But I really did drag it out too long. I even thought about going alone after all.
I mean, this whole conversation has probably taken about 30 minutes.
They could have already been to where they need to be. I'm even wondering if the brother has permission to visit, and that's why there's no guide.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is he is infiltrating this island.
That's concerning.
I really don't know what's gotten into me. I wonder if I could wipe your memory.
What?
People don't say these things. I wonder if I could wipe your memory. Fortunately, there's only one person around here who could do that.
And who is that?
Who would that be? Indeed. So if you did decide to go to school, I wouldn't take any offense. Zoe repeated. This time her voice sounded more confident. My thoughts are scattered like leaves in the wind. Could it have been the mind wipe? What should I do? Look, this way that it was presented is very odd.
Mm-hmm.
We keep getting told, first off, for somebody who handles everything on her own, and is supposedly our best friend, and didn't give it even to concern herself with letting us know. And why would you treat it like a big secret in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
If she's the strong, independent person, and now we're being semi guilt tripped into it, but then she again reiterated she'd be fine. My thing is look, I had my day planned. You came to a flower shop with me, understanding what my goal was, and now after I'm I'm over halfway done with it, I've achieved, got the thing that I need to go drop off. Now you're telling me, oh, by the way, here's this major inconvenience that you need to deal with the rest of the day. I don't know. I think me personally, I go to Sensei because I'm your lack of planning is not my emergency. You're my friend and I dig you, but come on. And if you did have a crush on the brother, she didn't give you the opportunity to look presentable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now maybe you do because you're going to go give your Sensei flowers.
It sounds like she hasn't met the brother yet.
She hadn't met the brother. She's only heard about him.
Yeah.
Whatever. Then even worse. Look, if I know anything about women, which I'm not saying I do, we have been married, and you have renewed my annual contract a few times, which I appreciate. But I do know that you would like to be told if there's a social obligation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially if that involves meeting a new person.
Yes.
So that you can prepare whatever rituals and anoint yourself with any unguents or say any kind of protective words that you need to do as a woman to get ready to go do that. I need to provide you with an opportunity to be aware that that's going to happen, and so you can plan for that.
I'm also very concerned with is legality the right word, or the protocol for this whole business around the brother and him not having a guide, and we're going kind of like being very suspicious about it. I feel like we could potentially be walking into some serious trouble if we go with her to meet the brother, because it sounds like we're getting involved in something that the overlords, or whatever you want to call them, may not be sanctioning.
Well, that's just it. Like, did her and her brother cook something up? She's not being forthcoming about it, and then the brother is like you said, breaking protocol to leave even get to the island in the first place. And let's not forget, like, this is a military research facility,
right?
And they are essentially effectively a concentration camp.
They have called themselves prisoners.
They have called themselves prisoners, or wondered if they were, and it's got a cute little quaint village, you know, kind of Lovecraftian.
It's very Stepford.
Yeah, over it, but that's not. I think we go to Sensei. Are you cool with that?
I think so too.
All right. The day had started perfectly. For the first time, I managed to iron every last wrinkle out of my skirt, wake up early, and even buy the chrysanthemums. Maybe today would be my lucky day, and I could give Sensei the bouquet. Missing such an opportunity would be a big no. A huge mistake. But how can I leave a friend in need? Besides, I'm curious to see your brother Noble. Are you not going to let me?
Oh no, is it not going to let us?
Am I getting railroaded? Go, huh? I can see it in your eyes. You've made your mind up. Sorry, I thought I'd have time to catch Sensei before classes start. Zora shook her head. No, forgive me for making you choose. That is the only correct thing to say. It's not been weird or ominous.
Yes.
I really will be fine by myself. Good.
Great.
I hope everything works out for you. I hope everything works out for
you. Wow.
You.
This is some shady.
You should tell me everything.
I hope everything works out for you.
Just think about it, headed towards the checkpoint. The checkpoint. Although her smile was genuine, there was a sorrowful look in her eyes. I wanted to run after her, hug her tight, and go together to meet her brother. But to make a dream come true, a sacrifice always needs to be made.
Now, I do feel like we need to acknowledge here that we are actively choosing to have this teenage girl give flowers to her presumably adult professor that she has a crush on.
Yeah, but
that still seems less shady than whatever is happening.
Out of all of the potentially problematic things that there's going on in this story, that seems to be the most normal thing.
Right.
I don't know how old she is.
I think they said 16. Maybe I've misread that.
I have no idea if the other person is, like, I'm sure he'll accept it with, you know, I mean, it's whatever, but like a 16-year-old girl having a crush on her professor.
I mean,
that's the easiest thing for me to deal with.
Yeah.
Compared to everything else we have kind of heard.
That's true.
This conversation.
That's a good point.
So like this, her wanting to give flowers to her professor because she's got a crush on him, that could happen in any town, in any country, in any part of the world.
Right.
The rest of this is just wrong bad.
Yes, very. Okay.
Ouch. I didn't even notice how firmly I was squeezing the bouquet of chrysanthemums. The paper rustled sadly under my tight grip, like a mourner grieving a loss.
Okay.
I think my perfect day won't be so perfect after all. Now I can't go and see Sensei with my head full of such thoughts.
Why not?
I need to think of something nice, something funny. I remember how my very first day of school I was greeted by... Are we standing in front of the flower shop?
Yes.
The entire time this is happening.
When we should be getting to classes, because we were supposed to go before classes.
Right. I greeted a tall guy who I thought was a teacher, only to find out he was just a senior student. The entire hallway burst out laughing. I don't think I've ever seen Zoya laugh so hard before, and I never will again. Or that one time in the cafeteria where I mixed up pepper and salt. Oops, silly me.
Oops.
Dumping an entire amount of pepper into my soup. I didn't want to throw it away because I was so hungry. My determination was short-lived, only lasting for 3 spoonfuls. I spent the entire break next to the water cooler. So he handed me water and kept saying, it's pointless. I was headed towards school with a heavy heart. Usually I took the shorter route, but today, the day that I'm pressed for time, the day that I have something clear, a clear goal in mind, I just didn't feel like it.
Okay.
I needed to walk to try to gather my thoughts and calm down. If I showed up in front of Sensei with a gloomy face, he definitely wouldn't be pleased.
Wow.
Girl, I don't know that he cares.
Yeah.
So I took a slow stroll down the road, forcing myself to break free from the painful thoughts and look around. The same small houses and scattered shops. Far off, you could see the research center, where we go for medical checkups. Far off, you could see the research center where we go for medical checkups. That's fine. Maybe, maybe it's an urgent clear. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's all there is to our modest town. There's no need for giant malls or high-rise apartment buildings here. They don't draw unwanted attention.
Wow. Okay.
Time and time again, we've been assured that people like us, anomalies, humans with extraordinary abilities, were like everyone else.
They sure treat you like it.
That we came to Libertas Island, not to be rab labs or to hide away from the rest of the world, but to learn about ourselves and accept our new abilities. A small island in the Pacific Ocean shaped like a crescent moon, of course it is. Some say it's like a new Bermuda Triangle.
Why?
Shrouded in legends and popular with the tourists.
So there's lots of tourists
Popular
around
with
the
tourists.
military installation?
Thank you. So you have a military research hospital for mutants that is shrouded in a lot of dark legends. It has cultists and like dangerous other creatures. I don't know, other kind of.
And it's hard to get to the island due to the harsh sea winds and dense fog surrounding it.
Yeah, it's hard to get to the island due to the harsh sea winds and dense fog surrounding it, but it's popular with the tourists. Okay, game. Due to the shaky ground and all of the swamps.
All of the swamps.
So many. We're on Miyazaki
We've
Island.
got a poison swamp.
We got multiple. There's more than one poison swamp on Miyazaki Island.
Oh my god.
There's no railway or airport. A distinct feature of the island is the abandoned lighthouse that no one in the town talks about. That no one in the town talks about.
And they already have plenty of weird shit that they've been talking about.
Right.
A lot.
How jacked do you have to be the thing that people on this freaking island don't talk about? Okay. The scientists were true to their word. We were free to wander on the island whenever we wished, with only one rule: be back before the end of the day. If we felt like leaving, we were allowed to. There were 4 types of graduates. Some stayed to work in our town, while others moved in with the islanders to farm or fish. The anomalies all gave consent to live in the town. They are allowed to leave the island. On leaving, have to get their memories of the town and research center location erased.
Okay. Well, now we know who has the memory erasing capabilities. It's somebody at the research center?
Sure. The graduates that stay and work in the center or at the school, they can also work for the local shops.
I'm really concerned.
Some would choose to leave the island, and others would lose their abilities, no longer able to attend the school. So, Andor. Oh yeah, you've got a few days before you get to leave. Your sentence is almost up. You're gonna get,
and
then nobody goes free. It's just a lie. You just get shuffled into a new prison system.
Right.
That is what I'm thinking is going on here, or are they mind wiped and disposed of? Does anybody ever
mind wiped,
leave?
or just if they go in for the mind wipe, they actually just end up, getting experimented on or something,
or killed.
Or killed. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, does anybody ever truly
I
leave?
think that they are only telling them that people leave.
Does anybody? Yeah, and that gives you perfect reason of like, oh yeah, Mary graduated and she left the island, but how odd.
She's not allowed to remember us. That's all.
They were sent home, but had their memories of the town's location and other information that wasn't meant for outsiders erased. What's going on with the popular tourists then?
Right.
Surely they've stumbled upon this, right? Not that much of a loss.
Wow.
Are you talking about the memories or like, okay, I don't know. Anyway, I can understand people who suddenly lost their abilities and no longer wanted to stay, but the anomalies, that I couldn't fathom.
Okay, so we're getting judgy here.
How could you leave an island so full of mystery and wonder? Pretty easily, honestly. I, for example, hadn't properly explored Libertas yet. I was sick the entire vacation, while weekdays and weekends were busy with classes and checkups. I wish I got Mazoya. At least then I would have refreshed my memory about the place we'd come from. What do you mean the place you'd come from?
What vacation? Like back home? Going back to home?
Man, thinking about her again. What a fail of a walk.
Wow.
The outline of the school came into view and I suppressed feelings of guilt. You got a lot going on, girl. I'd better properly apologize to Zoya later once more rather than torture myself with this guilt. Why are you apologizing? You didn't do anything wrong. Since most students only showed up right before classes started, the entrance was empty of the security guard pacing back and forth at the gates. That's interesting. I would have thought they would have had a regimented He was methodically searching for any fallen leaves and pieces of trash. Once found, he would scoop them up into a dustpan and toss them into the trash can. Usually that was a groundskeeper's job, but he seemed busy with something else today. Maybe for a medical checkup after all. Who else would adults get their examinations done? I already opened my mouth to say hello when the faint squeak reached my ears. Mice. The town strictly checked for animals because anomalies could accidentally harm them.
So there's like no mice, no squirrels, no pet.
Because an anomaly.
How do you enforce? That seems really difficult to enforce.
I answered the clock. Well, yeah. How do you keep wild animals out? That's a very, very different question. But
Yeah.
Or is it just the anomal? Like is there a field that just having this many anomalies together just make like how birds will sense a storm and they fly away from it?
Okay. Yeah, there could be. Okay.
What if it's a natural thing? But that doesn't explain why there's just hearing a mouse.
Yes.
I glanced at the clock. There was some time left before the bell would ring. I guess I'll just go chase this freaking mouse instead of doing the one thing I said I needed to do.
And that I ditched my friend for.
Driven by curiosity, I followed the sound. It grew louder and clearer. As I drew closer, I could tell it wasn't squeaking at all, but a sorrowful meow. A kitten? Here? It can't be. An uneasy feeling crept into my mind, trying to stop me, but my curiosity won. My legs carried me forward on their own.
Girl, we don't know what your power is yet. Should you be going near any animals?
That is true. We have no clue what her anomaly is, right?
Yeah.
I turned the corner and slipped through a narrow gap in the fence. Do you hear the music?
Mm-hmm.
It was the school's back entrance. We'd only used it once during an evacuation drill. The garden spread out here, though, making it a perfect hiding place for someone. This is the creepy place where you can get ambushed. I think I'll go back there and listen for the sorrowful cat that shouldn't be here in the first place.
And that I might accidentally harm.
And I already know my best friend, her power is basically mimicking voices.
Oh.
Maybe this person can mimic animal sounds and I'm being lured.
Oh.
Or something. A kitten, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Yeah, grew louder and more desperate. Hungry, or maybe just cold. The weather had been quite volatile today. Whatever it was, I was full of anticipation. You're full of something. Where are you, little one? I reached a neat row of shrubs lined along the fence, judging by the fresh cuts the gardener had been here only recently. Did he really smuggle a kitten here? Another yelp cut through my thoughts. This time it was so pitiful and sharp that my heart clenched in pain. I'll check on it and then run to the shop for food. Put the bouquet down and started pulling back the thorny branches of one of the shrubs. I gotta finish celebrating avoiding getting a splinter when I froze. Horror!
Oh no.
It wasn't a kitten meowing, but a plump, fully grown cat. And it wasn't calling out hunger and cold, it was wailing in pain. Tentatively, I stepped closer to its wounded, fragile body. Not an inch of her was left unharmed. Her bones were broken and twisted. Her belly had swollen up like a waterlogged loaf of bread.
What the hell, game?
The cat's breathing was ragged. Hoarse, her meowing faded into a pitiful squeak. She was desperate, helpless, frightened. There was nothing I could do. Nothing. A shiver ran through me, as if I too could feel the weight of the dying creature's despair. I had no strength left to bend down and touch her, or even to cry for help. All I could do was stand there and listen as the rasping grew harsher, its small body twitching painfully.
What?
At last she fell silent. I didn't realize it at first, only when my hand slipped from the shrub branch I'd been holding and the thorn scraped against my legs that I come to my senses. Trembling all over, I crouched down, unable to tear my gaze away from the now still cat. Who had brought her here? Who could do something so dreadful? I wanted to scream, turn away, convince myself this was only a bad dream, a nightmare, a hallucination, due to all the stress. But when my hand touched her still warm body, and a stench of blood
Oh my
vomited
God.
in my nose, I was finally convinced that it was all real. It was so unsettling and nauseating, I couldn't even cry. There stayed only one thought in my mind. I had to bury her, let her rest in peace. I got up and looked around the place. If I couldn't find any tools, I would dig a hole with my bare hands. So now this is an adventure game, I gotta go find a shovel?
Maybe?
Fortunately, there was a small trowel near the shrubs, yet this did little to ease the situation. As if in a dream, I slowly dug a hole, not at all incriminating myself about with the death of this cat. My fingers and knees where animals are not supposed to be, and someone has actually perpetrated this. The thing obviously didn't get here by itself, and now I'm going to be caught burying this thing with a trowel in my hand.
And we still don't know what G's powers are. And maybe I've played the Dark Urge route too many times on Baldur's Gate, but there's just something really shady going on
Look,
here.
all I'm saying, if a little butler pops up, I'm out. I'm out. As if in a dream, I slowly dug a hole. My fingers and knees burned. My skin was damp with sweat. My ears rang, and the world swayed before my eyes. I'd be making an appointment with the memory wiper. I found this stuff and I buried this cat, but I don't. Can you take this away, please?
And are there authorities that they need to like report this to? Like,
I would think. Never stopped. Only when the hole was finally big enough, I allowed myself to rest. My fingers were clamped tightly around the handle in an iron grip, and it took 3 attempts to loosen them. Tired, I leaned back against the fence and sighed. I sat for a while, trying to steady my breathing. When the dizziness passed, I made myself get up and go back to the cat. Her body had already grown cold and stiff, like a piece of meat placed in a freezer.
wow.
That's an interesting analogy to make. Enough hesitating. She needs to be buried. I laid the body into the makeshift grave. Even though the trowel was still nearby, I covered the cat with soil using my bare hands. That's a choice. When the body disappeared beneath the ground, I sighed with sorrow. The only reminder of what happened here were the small spots of blood, soon to be washed away by the rain or covered by soil carried on the wind. Life can be truly horrible sometimes. Time will pass, reality will remain still and quiet, but the terrible things you've seen will live in your head forever unless your professor can wipe your memory. They will come back when you sleep,
Oh my god.
torturing you, making you lose your mind. But only you, because the rest of the world didn't notice anything.
And the most important thing is that you are capable of taking care of yourself and you don't share anything with anyone else.
That's the most important, yes. The tears brought me back into reality. I got up on the ground, dusting my muddy skirt, glanced at my scratched, dirty hands, and let off a sorrowful sigh. I can't show up in front of Sensei looking like this.
Cat blood.
Covered
and dirt.
in dirt with my fingernails. Looking at, I've been crawling through bushes. Sensei, how can I forget about him? As long as Sensei is in this world, every failure, every hardship, every nightmare that stands in my way will be nothing but a minor nuisance.
Oh my god. There is so much happening.
As long as Sensei's here, I'll be happy.
Oh wow.
I pulled my phone out of my pocket. Zora messaged me that she'd safely made it to the ferry and was heading back with Noble. As usual, I sent her a thumbs up in reply. At the time, can't wait to share my dead cat story with her. Just as I thought, chemistry had already begun, so there was no need to hurry. Luckily, our lessons were double periods, so I definitely make it to Sensei's class.
I thought we were trying to get to Sensei before classes started, but okay.
We were trying to get there before stuff, and then we heard the mutilating dead cat thing, and then
Okay.
we had to deal with that. Instead of telling a groundskeeper or reporting it to anybody else, like in the faculty at the school, especially in our military research science prison
It
school,
is not supposed to have any animals whatsoever.
and that we found something that obviously was murdered
Mm-hmm.
horribly. Instead of doing any of that, we just took it upon ourselves to bury the thing.
Can I also ask, so they are dangerous potentially to other animals, but they don't consider them to be dangerous to the other, like, villagers and townsfolk? Like, what's
Yeah.
the... I feel like a super
That's a
strong anomaly could potentially hurt
Oh yeah.
the townsfolk too, but they're not worried about that. They're just worried about animals, which, okay. Anyway.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, you bring up a fair point, but I have not had a little blue thing to click on to tell me about that yet. Fortunately, my clothes were not that dirty. It would be enough to dust myself off, wash my hands and glasses in the restroom. As I was getting out of the shrubs, I noticed a small building nearby. Right, I could clean myself in a library.
A library.
As well as hide the bouquet and give it later to Sensei. Thing that Zora was telling me to do.
Right,
to
they
begin with.
really want us to lose this bouquet, I think.
As I guessed, the library was empty. The books were kept company only by the librarian on the second floor, a boy at the window, and a lot of plants that seemed to have clung to the building. That's for the best. Regular libraries have dry, stale air, but here it feels pleasant, almost sweet. I let myself relax, shoving the dark thoughts in the back of my mind. First, I needed to get to the restroom on the far side of the room before the librarian or the lone reader caught me like this.
Covered in cat blood.
Snake, this is a sneaky mission. What are you gonna hide in a box? And what do you mean? Just use the restroom.
Right.
It's more suspicious if you. Okay, whatever. Then hide the bouquet, and if time allowed, rest and go to class. Step 1. Get to the restroom. Approved for action. Glancing around like a spy infiltrating
my
enemy
God.
territory, I slid along
Oh
the
my
bookshelf.
God. This girl is too much.
This game's got some weird tonal shifts.
Yeah.
The chrysanthemum bouquet kept rustling, giving away my position completely. But I hoped the noise of the fan would cover the damn rustle. I made it to the restroom safely. Safely? That's a weird thing to say. I washed up, combed my hair, smoothed my skirt, and adjusted my slipping glasses. Almost done. I found an empty bottle in one of the restroom lockers. Empty bottle in one of the restroom lockers. After filling it with water, I slipped outside with a slight sting of guilt. I walked in the library a little less scared now, taking a closer look around. The librarian was still wandering around the second floor, rearranging the books. The fan billowed like curtains, like sails of a ship. There was still only one boy in the reading room. Certainly not another love interest.
Oh, yeah.
His eyes were hidden behind his long bangs. It was only when I noticed the sketchbook on the table and the head turned towards the window, where the school's sakura tree was, that I realized he was sketching the scenery. Now I remember who he was. Totally not the cat killer. He was a regular here. He had once helped me find the shelf with the chemistry books. It was the only time we'd spoken to each other. What's going on, Owen? A reserved boy G met at the library. He likes to talk, but as if afraid of his own enthusiasm, quickly cuts himself short. An excellent storyteller, he loves retelling old legends. He likes to help the librarian with plants. He also draws and reads a lot. Owen's quite a decent guy. He helped with watering the flowers, liked to draw, and read a lot. Yes. He often spoke in a soft and polite manner, calm like the sea waves. And yet Olin couldn't conceal that he was always trying to hide away from everyone.
He was? Okay.
The long bangs, his oversized baggy clothes, and the bullied look in his eyes were telling. Wait, what are you judging? Olin, Olin seems like a content person who knows what he likes and just keeps himself and doesn't cause problems. But
I kind of feel like I would prefer that we were actually just introduced to Olin and then could come to these conclusions for ourselves.
Rather than being told our assumptions about Olin. Yeah, I get you. Even though he kept averting his gaze. Most likely, Olin hadn't noticed me, but he decided to pay me no attention. Or had noticed me, but he decided to pay me no attention. Good.
He saw you sneaking around the shelves like a freak.
Maybe he knows you're just judging all the damn time. Sneak past a number of shelves looking for a free, inconspicuous place to tuck the flowers away. Sadly, most of the plants weren't in bloom, so the chrysanthemum stood out amongst them. I recalled somewhere nearby a hidden spot filled with pots of, what is it, dragonas? I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure what that is.
And ficuses. As soon as I found the spot, suppressing a triumphant cry, I quickly shoved the chrysanthemums behind a curtain of green leaves. No one will suspect a thing now. Thank God! I turned and headed for the exit, darting a glance at Olin as if he was a spy ready to betray me at any moment.
Jesus.
He just yawned and rolled his stiff shoulders. His gaze never left the sakura.
No one cares about this as much as you do, girl.
Care about you. But as if sensing my stare, Olin suddenly looked up and immediately walked over to one of the windowsills, pretending to be fascinated by a flower standing on it, instead of just going about my business. It was really worth looking at. It was a bud. Its bud was the same as the white as the chrysanthemums, although the shape was different. It slightly reminded me of a closed rosebud, but more intricate, layered, like a princess gown. I wonder what story you carry. Quite an interesting one, in fact.
Oh.
Long ago, one of the native island... Do you hear the music change?
Yes.
One of the native island tribes cultivated a flower they believed would grant immortality and cure every illness.
Every illness.
Every illness. And so the gardenia was planted and grown, pure white flowers with petals traced with delicate pink strokes. At first, the islanders saw the gardenia as the goddess in a fine dress who had descended to earth to grant everyone divine mercy. But then one day, a horrible curse fell upon them. Both young and old fell victim to a terrible disease. It was then that they understood that the goddess had not descended to grant them mercy, but to warn them of terrible misfortunes. From then on, the gardenia became an omen of death. The islanders, its petals and blossoms resembled a woman in a torn, blood-stained dress. So what you're saying is, Nolan would love some gardenias.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Ever since, wherever gardenias grow, disaster follows. Outbreaks of disease, wars, and other horrors. Why are they planted in the library? Nowhere else did the flower take root, as if only our island was caught in the clutches of its curse.
I'm sorry, what?
Gardenias are flowers thought to bring people eternal life. However, they turned out to be the heralds of death.
Noble, that was his name.
Yeah, noble. Sorry, yeah. What I call him?
No, but yeah, noble.
Sorry, if he was probably
Yeah.
Whatever. They brought great misfortune to the tribe that grew them. Since then, any place where gardenias grow is considered cursed.
That seems a little harsh.
Why are they in the library?
Yeah. And who's telling us all this?
Only when the voice fell silent, I snapped back and looked around. Olin? The boy's eyes sparkled as if he too had just realized what was happening. Olin raised his hands defensively, babbling. I'm so sorry. Did I scare you? I couldn't help myself. You said you wanted to know about gardenias, so I started rambling.
Did we say that?
Do all plant enthusiasts know so many interesting stories?
Don't we hate flowers?
We did not like a one of them until we saw
Except for
chrysanthemums, and that was it. But now some were transfixed by gardenias. Don't worry, you didn't scare me. It was quite intriguing. Don't worry, you didn't scare me. It is not even top 5 of the jacked up stuff I've dealt with this morning. Olin breathed a sigh of relief and smiled. Even through his tangled hair, I noticed the dimples on his cheeks. Feeling of warmth spread through my chest. If only we could talk a little longer. Do you know a lot of stories? Olin tugged the strand of hair behind his ear, like he wanted to get a better view of me. I'm sure you were very self-centered.
Wow, yeah.
About gardenias or other flowers? Are there more legends about gardenias? Of course, every flower has many stories. Of course, they often contradict each other, but that's the whole point. It's amazing. Could you tell me more? I have nothing else to do.
Right, I'm not late for class or anything.
Words had left my mouth before I had time to think. Olin stared at me in surprise. Do you really want to hear? Oh, sorry, I got carried away. It's just that you spoke so well. If you want, why not? Now it's my turn to look at Olin in surprise. This time he looked confident, not frightened, inspired even. What do you want to hear about? Gardenias or... Oh no, I lost track of time.
Yeah, you sure did.
Can we talk next time? Of course, sure.
Can't believe I wasted my morning burying cats and staring at gardenias.
Immediately he shrank like a hedgehog sensing danger, which is a thing I definitely understand a lot about. Curling into a ball. Already halfway to the exit, I glanced back. Don't you need to go to class? My class isn't until the next period. Not until next period, then why does he come to school so early? Just to draw? I managed to hold myself back from asking further questions, just in time. See, have a good day. You too, G. Whoa, he remembered my name. I'd forgotten his. I only remembered it later when the librarian called Olin over a few times. What a nice and mysterious guy. Maybe we could be friends. With those thoughts, I dashed towards the chemistry classroom, praying to every god that Sensei would at least be a couple minutes late. Except he never is.
He never is.
Just as I was about to reach the door, someone suddenly yanked me by the backpack, forcing me to halt abruptly. Hold your horses, Jiggins. I'm using that for now. Next time, I swear to God, next time you're doing something, I'll be like, hey, hold your horses, Jiggins. No running allowed in the corridors, remember? Catching my breath and pushing my glasses back on my nose, I turned around. The former vice rep. Of course. Who else could it be? Meticulous. She dreams of becoming a class rep. She's also in love with Sensei.
She's also in love with Sensei.
Her real name is Thalissa, but she stubbornly calls her by her former title. Felicia?
Felicia?
Felicia? I like Thalissa. It's kind of a bi-Felicia. Okay, Felicia. Obviously not a dragon in disguise. Okay. We have no other notes about her except she's arrogant, meticulous, and she's in love with Sensei. Which, first of all, how dare you?
Right.
The former vice rep. Of course, who else could it be? Well, I'm glad at least it means if she was here, Sensei wouldn't have arrived yet. Good morning. Former vice rep. Doesn't look like yours was good. Chicken. Why are you late? And why didn't you go to your first lesson? Planning to be a slacker this year? It seems she needed a reminder that she was a former vice rep.
Wow.
What a shame. Then again, she'd always been stuck up and mean. I sighed heavily, pretending I wasn't just trying to catch my breath. Matters of national importance. Shall we go? The bell has already rung. So you overslept? Clearly, she wasn't going to leave me alone until I gave her a decent excuse, something I'm sure she would bring up later and make fun of me for. Gee? Zoya, thank God.
She's already back.
Good thing I didn't have to make up some story. I'm a terrible liar. The former vice rep realized that she couldn't keep torturing me, clicked her tongue, and a noise. And why are you late? Who are you? Wasn't Sensei told that G and I went to meet my brother? Noble.
Look at this. Look at
Nice to
this
meet you.
smug eyebrow on Zoya.
Yeah, like, right? Like,
Oh.
yes.
Why didn't we get this personality earlier?
Yeah. Tall guy in plaid shirt, wearing a cap tilted to the side, stretched out his hand to the former vice rep. She flinched and stepped from Noble. Well, then I would gladly greet Zoya's friend one more time. Oh, there, come on, strong there, Noble. Before I knew it, Noble had drawn closer, taken my hand, and pressed his lips to the back of it.
Oh my god.
What the? I wanted to say sorry. Once more about how happy I am to meet you, princess. And
Oh
also,
my
your
God.
hand smells vaguely of a dead cat. And chrysanthemums. I'm
And
not.
gardenias.
And gardenias. I'm not. Zoya described you many times, but in real life, you're even more beautiful. I can't get enough of looking at you. I wasn't even given a chance to recover. What's going on here? You have no shame.
Oh my god.
I don't recall G being related to you. Why would you greet Noble? Why would you greet Noble anyway? Isn't that the guide's job? Noble released my hand and gripped the straps of his backpack. Only then did I notice how huge the bag was. Suddenly, I wish Noble would just drop his
Wow.
weight right under her head.
Whoa.
Noble, you're fascinated with death.
Right.
The principal gave me permission to welcome my brother. So you're accusing her of doing something wrong? The former vice rep lowered her gaze. Noble pressed his lips into a thin line. You could see it in his eyes. He was amused by the whole scene. I looked at Zoya with gratitude. She could always stand up for herself. And her courage was something I could only aspire to. The former vice rep lifted her chin, clearly not ready to give up. Fine. But what's Noble doing here anyway? Why does he come straight to class instead of the dorms? Why do you think we didn't? We glanced at Noble's massive backpack. Surprisingly, he didn't falter. Quite the opposite, actually. He put on a serious face. How could one possibly skip the very first day of school? What? Everyone's fresh from summer break. No complicated tasks and tests. Today is the perfect moment to make new friends. And you're suggesting I waste it messing with sorting my bags? I can unpack in the evening. If there's suddenly no room for me, I could sleep on the roof, or in the basement, or by the pool,
Yes.
Oh,
Or the
sweet.
abandoned temple.
or in any local abandoned temples you might know of. Would you like to go swimming? I'm not picky. The girl frowned as though Noble had just given her an impossible riddle to solve. We've already settled everything with the principal, so you don't need to worry about me. The former vice rep glanced around. Sensei. And waved us off. Fine, come in. Yes.
So he is joining the class? Or are they just bullshitting? I can't tell.
I have no idea what's happening.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Noble wasn't happy with us finally going to class. I think Noble wasn't happy about us finally going to class. He was just pleased he managed to wipe that smirk off her cocky face. Ladies first. He gave me a salute and bowed gallantly to let the former vice rep pass. The girl snorted, proudly strutting into the classroom. I kept staring at his mischievous face a while before moving closer to Zoya. Did you really speak with the principal? Sort of.
What?
So about your dorm manager, what is she like? Does she rule with an iron fist, or
So does he not have permission to be in the
sell us out for some
dorms?
candy? I'm getting a whole vibe of this is
Wow.
all scuffed.
This is so shady.
Then we'll try his hardest to make it sound like a casual question. No matter how you try, you can't hide such a mistake. Is it a mistake, though? I, for one, regretted not going straight to class on arrival, but leaving my luggage in my room. The dorm manager had questioned me so thoroughly, I almost ended up being late. Okay, that's enough. No more being hung up on the past. Well, why let it stop at that?
Right.
She won't punish you with medieval torture, but you can't bribe her either. unless you want to clean the entire dorm or the windows, all of them. Didn't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't warn you. Multiple times, by the way. Enjoyed exaggerating. Exaggerating is your thing. Okay, this is interesting, but whatever. Touche. Enough of this sibling banter.
Yes.
Okay, enough joking. Yes, thank you. I think Sensei's on his way. Let's head in. Ladies first. Noble cast a glance at Zoya. She gave an odd look, but then smiled and quickly went into the classroom. I followed her example. Sensei would be here soon, and I couldn't be any later. And that is where we're going to call this. I'm not going to go any further because, like, we've been at this for over an hour, and I'm honestly tired of doing all the talking.
But yeah, no, I don't blame you.
And I
appreciate you doing it, but
I didn't invite you to make you have to do amateur voice acting. I'm happy to deal with it. It was me. I wanted to do this, but like, this is certainly an experience.
This is certainly an experience. I am interested in this game because of the weird. The weirdness is compelling.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite in the way that they are intending it to be necessarily, but I'm fascinated by whatever's happening here.
And I think that's a good. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. And config a file. Yeah, I think I'm interested in the unintentional fiction that they've created.
Yes.
And they've planted some seeds like very intentionally. Like,
yes.
There's some interesting hooks to this. And I'm being I'm not here to bag on this game, and I'm not here to I did not pick this game just to dump on it.
Absolutely not.
Or joke or whatever. I wanted to try something outside my wheelhouse. I saw this little visual novel thing. It was literally in my when you're clicking through the arrows on Steam, oh, you've downloaded X and Y and Z. Like, it wasn't. And then here's another recommendation. It was like, oh, seems very weird, but I was like, hey, it's demo week. When else would I check something like this out?
Yeah.
So I'm giving this a good faith look. Our impressions are not me trying to be like funny or meme on this thing or whatever. I'm just picking up what this game's putting down.
Yes.
And it's weird. She's very obviously self-absorbed. She's a teenager.
Sure.
That goes with the territory. I can make allowances for that. But there's some things that they're introducing, the way that they're introducing them, like the whole cat scene and like all this other stuff, and their choices of like dialogue about I would certainly never betray her.
Yes.
They just kind of plant some seeds of like a Chekhov's gun kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it does hook me to I am legitimately curious on where this goes.
I'm compelled.
But I'm like so done with a lot of like the dialogue and like little like useless banter where it takes like 5 sentences to get out a point.
Yeah, I think it gets hung up in a lot of like the administrata of like, oh, well, you have to go check in with the dorm manager and do this thing, and then you have to get the chaperones or whatever, and there's just like a lot of fussy bits that I feel like could have been streamlined in the storytelling.
I think it's useful if the fussy bits or the administrata, as you're talking about, were filling in gaps in the world building.
Yes.
In a way that was meaningful. If you were like it's like learning about we had to pass a checkpoint to get Noble here, that you were supposed to check in with somebody, like that there are certain protocols that need to be followed, and like getting a feel for like, okay, the locals thought this place was cursed, and like, okay, well, and I'm wondering like, but I have questions like, if this is a military research hospital, penitentiary, quarantine island,
yes,
where you get your memory wiped if you leave it voluntarily,
yeah, where
the hell is this guy coming from? Is he now joining us? Does that mean he manifested an anomaly? And now he's part, he's not just visiting, he's staying. Like, why is he coming to our class if he's here just as an observer? And where the hell is he from? If he's visiting, does that tells you that maybe he's going back, but like, if he goes back, wouldn't he get his mind wiped? Like, there's lots of questions.
I very much like the potential in this very kind of sweet and innocent and floral seeming high school romance drama layered over some really fucked up shit happening.
Yeah.
I love that, and it's definitely delivering on that for me, and that's what compels me to maybe want to play this game, I think. I don't know if the execution is quite where it could be on that front. Some of that may just be sort of the Otome standards. Some of it feels a little wobbly there, though. I feel like maybe the storyline could have been stronger, but it's still very compelling.
It's compelling. I don't know what this is going to cost. I have no idea when it's going to release. I mean, I can look it up and things like that. I don't recall seeing anything when I looked at the Steam page. I can take a quick look. I'm not going to switch over the camera and that. I'll see it here. Yeah, just plan release 2026. You can wishlist it. I'm not going to wishlist it because I don't know if I want this impacting my recommendations on the game. But I was happy to play the demo and take a look at it.
Yeah.
what did it for me is you're like, are we on Tarkov? And that's all, you did this to me. I feel like, and now there's part of me that wants to see where this goes.
Yeah.
But I don't, like, I'm curious, but I don't know if I'm curious enough to click through all of the other stuff.
Yeah.
To get to the point. With Hatoful Boyfriend, it wore its weird on its sleeve and was intentionally trying to subvert and was definitely going against the grain. It was just weird enough that I was like, all right, cool. I'm into this. I dig this.
Right.
This game, I don't know if it knows what it's trying to be.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I can't tell if they're trying to kind of go the Hatoful Boyfriend route with the unsettling background business going on, or if it's just can't make up its mind what it wants to focus on.
Yeah.
Or if this is just
it's interesting. I mean, I'm sure that people who dig this kind of like this kind of novelization and kind of game as their jam anyway, probably really like this. I'm not saying there's not enough here for me to be curious. You know, but I don't know if as a demo. See, this is the other thing, and I promise we'll quit because we've already been doing this for a while in this game, and you know, quite honestly, I kind of want to look at some other stuff. But a high school senior with superpowers longs to confess her feelings to her chemistry teacher. Yes, is that in the demo? Absolutely.
Yep,
but the
definitely.
island's mysterious anomalies turn her world upside down. I don't know that we got any taste of that.
No.
A non-linear, we definitely did not get a taste of that.
I think, did we make one choice?
We made one choice that we got a dead cat instead of
going to meet Noble.
Yeah. And so it's about solving the island's dark secrets, you know, and things like that. But like, inside the school is a research center. Like, I think we got a basic introduction, but I don't know, and I don't know when the runtime's going to go. It says the playtime of the demo version is 2 to 4 hours.
Okay.
We've been at a little over an hour. I don't feel like we made that much progress because a lot of it is just like, it seems to be not going anywhere because she seems very indecisive about wanting to like actually get done what she says she wants to get done.
Yeah. I feel like the writing could be a lot tighter in some ways.
I don't want to tell her how to live her life or what she needs to ask about at the next medical examination, but I think she needs to bring up ADHD.
Yes.
But anyway, it was just fun. Thank you so much. This was way, way, way more fun when you were here. Also, I literally couldn't have done it without you because I don't speak Russian.
Yes,
so I'd have been lost clicking
welcome.
around the menu. So, awesome. Thanks so much.
Thanks.